A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is the 3rd September 2024, Tuesday class. We will be continuing our sharing from this book, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra. Okay, as usual, let us gather and we will have our physical puja. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛。南无弥勒佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，布当巴嘎วันตัง阿比瓦đề米。สวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตุติยมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตุติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตุติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดัฏฐานะเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ We shall continue with the Padipa Puja. Ganna Sarapadittena Ditpena Tamadangsina Diloka Dipang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonodang Ganna Sambarayutena Dupena Hang Sugang Hina Puja ye puja niyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang Vanna ganda guno petang Etang kasuma santatin Pujayami monindasa Siri pada sarorohe Pujemi buddha kasumena nena Punnena mattena cha hotu mokkang Pupang milayati yata idang me Kayo tata vinai vinasa bhavang Adivase no bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase no bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase no bante Bojanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang. Okay, now we shall chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Betang pujayami. Dhammang pujayami. Sanghang pujayami. So before we commence our usual session, I would like to let everybody know the good news. Finally, Dr. J really completely recovered from his so-called karmic and sickness that has haunted him for almost, I think, 9 to 10 months. So he wrote me a message. I shared with the my Kadamita. So he said, Dr. J is back. All of them that in Malacca participate at the chanting, they can feel it. He is back, back to his usual self to help people again. So let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. His message was very good. You should read. He really a lot of faith and gratitude to our Kayamita, our collective Kayamita force. He said that was the one that kept him going, and his faith in how we set it up. That's why he said, avoid the foolish and mix with the wise. No wonder he told us at the retreat, even if crawl, so she will crawl to Sampo temple to join us. So that was the good news. He really full of joy. It's almost from near giving up or very severe. His condition was very severe. Everybody who saw him, in fact, 2 Kayamita actually told me about him. One of them is Hsuan. Hsuan also very caring. He told me he's a Bhati. Dr. J lost a lot of weight and burped a lot. Then I heard from Chingyat was the same. Then that time I just let things be. But then when the sign continued to come at the retreat, I saw him that normally if it's his usual self, he will come and greet me. He will pay respect and all those things. He like cannot talk at all, no? And like doesn't want to like mix around and like inside a lot of suffering. Then I saw him somehow try to listen and understand. No? Then I knew something not right. So I invoked power of merits to help him, using what he did by the power of whatever wholesomeness that he has developed and done onto my nature, my family, and all the Kayamita. May arise the causes and conditions for him to recover from his whatever karmic situation and sickness, so that he can give back his life. Then after that, the next day, somehow he himself also feel very funny. He dare not do the lying down meditation at the meditation hall. But because one of the Singaporean, Beng Phi, asked him, Dr. J, do you do lying down meditation? He doesn't know how to reply him. Where he normally go back to his room and do if he want to do. And that day, because of Beng Phi's question, he summed up the courage. He tried. The moment he lied down, because he was so tired. Actually, this type of meditation is the best when you are sick. When you are very tired, very sick, everything like no more energy. So he really relaxed, he told me. But suddenly, the stomach there, the whole stomach there, front and back, suddenly the energy built up. And this energy is not the thought energy, it's from that silent awareness-based energy. Then suddenly it becomes so strong until his lumbar at the back also affected. Then according to him, all of a sudden he felt like want to vomit. So he went to the washroom, he vomited. And to his surprise, after the vomiting, he saw that plastic inside there that he WhatsApp to you. He said, it defies medical science. He's a doctor. To go in, easy. But to go out, cannot actually. So you are stuck in between. But that energy really forced the whole thing out. And after that, he said, but I think I'm okay already. Then I said, sadhu to you. Because he has this affinity with the great beings. When that thing happened, you know what he called out to or not? Virochana Buddha. He asked for Virochana Buddha's help. He said, I really need all the help. Then after that, the whole thing happened and he recovered, completely recovered. Even at Tapa, I saw him eat. I saw the old Jayanta back already. Eat like last time already, All the fish, everything. And his bald head, sweat. Oh, and he eat with joy. And then I saw back already. In fact, before we come down, I already text Hsuan. I said he's completely okay already. And really, he came back after the chanting at Malacca. He sent the message. You all can read. So this is what faith can actually give rise to all this. And your affinity with the triple gem, very important. It really can help you recover. Whatever, karmic or what, you must have faith. Okay, so let us now continue with our class. We will, as usual, off the light. Then you can have your half an hour of awareness-based meditation. So remember the 4 support. The first 3, relax, maintain awareness, then stabilize the awareness. You can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed, and stabilize it so that you can develop the stability of heedfulness while we live life, in the midst of life. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anotaro Purisa Dhammasarti Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujo Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yaya Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samichi Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Keneyo Anjali Karaneyo Tara Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, now we will continue from where we start. We are at page, I think. Those who have the book is at 603. Yeah? Okay, we will continue the fourth contemplation. Don't worry, let them continue with the meditation, because they went in deep. My nature can feel strong, draw. So those who want to continue to meditate, let them meditate. So now we will continue from where we stopped. So the fourth foundation of mindfulness is supposed to be mindfulness of Dhamma. But here, Hsuan used the English word contemplation of all phenomena as lacking independence, reality. It should be mindfulness of Dhamma. Then the commentaries by Master Hsuan, he said, not only is there no self, there are also no phenomena also. Make empty both people and phenomena. Empty the emptiness as well. So this is what Master Hsuan described. Then the clarification part, I think. So I will read to you the commentaries. The four applications of mindfulness are very important. However, since the Dhamma Sutra is so long, and I do not know when I can finish explaining it, I have just commented on them briefly. Rising on all four sides refers to the four application of mindfulness, means the four foundation of mindfulness, the four walls where the house is burning. So without the four foundation of mindfulness, you cannot free. So in the sutta is mentioned by the Buddha, Ekayano Bhikkhave Bhikkhu. O Bhikkhu, this is the only way to actually develop wisdom, to be free from all suffering, for the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for arriving at the right path, for the realization of Nibbana. So it's mentioned clearly. That's why you need the four foundation of mindfulness. The elder here means the Buddha. According to Hsuan, he quoted the sutta. He said, the elder is greatly alarmed. The elder represents the Buddha who is fearless. Then the question is, how can he be alarmed? Actually, his great alarm is a manifestation of his great loving kindness and compassion. The Buddha is afraid that living beings will retreat from their resolve for bodhi, means to go the supreme vehicle way. So he is like indirectly a lam, but not in the actual meaning like worried. No, a lam means like concern, more of concern. Ben is back. If they retreat from their resolve for bodhi, they will never be able to realize the full enlightenment. The Buddha's great alam signifies, means his concern, great loving kindness. With loving kindness, one gives joy to others. So the Buddha wishes to give joy to all living beings. The Buddha's fright represents his compassion for the living being who might undergo many miseries if they retreat from their good roots and their resolve for bodhi. So the elder is alarmed and thinks, although I am able to escape safely through this burning doorway, I is the elder, referring to himself. The elder represents the Buddha. The word although means one has not finished what one wants to say. It implies the meaning of great alarm. I am in the dangerous burning house, and although I am able to escape safely through this burning doorway, the burning doorway conveys the meaning of ability to pass through, representing the doctrine of emptiness and existence. The door frame represents existence. The center of the door, which one passes through, represents emptiness. Although emptiness and existence are specified, originally there is no emptiness or existence, because in the burning house, the Buddha cultivated the ultimate truth of the middle way and attained Buddhahood. He managed to escape the fire, the burning house. Therefore he said, I am able to escape safely through this burning doorway. The Buddha has safely escaped from the three rhymes, the rhyme of desire, the rhyme of the form, and the rhyme of the formless, because he was not shaken by the four inverted views. Nor was he harassed by the five skandhas, the five aggregates of form and mind. Means Rupang, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnanam. Or the 8 kinds of sufferings. What are the 4 inverted views? There are 4 types of confused understanding and views. This 4 is very useful. Mistaking the impermanence for the permanent. Then mistaking what is not blissful as blissful. Then mistaking what is not the true self for the true self. Then mistaking the impure for the pure. Originally, the 4 virtues of nirvana are permanent, bliss, true self, and purity. However, other non-Buddhist followers propose the opposite. They claim that what is impermanent is permanent, what is not bliss is bliss, and so forth. The Buddha was not affected by these 4 inverted views, so he escaped safely through from the 3 rhymes. The Buddha said, although I have escaped from the 3 rhymes, all my children are inside the burning house, happily attached to their amusement. We living beings cause the Buddha to worry. What does he worry about? He worries that we are caught up in our amusement, in the burning house. The children, the Buddha's disciple of the three vehicles, and the 500 people in the three rhymes, representing living beings of the five destinies, are preoccupied by pleasure. What is meant by pleasure? Pleasure refers to their attachment to views and affection. They have been captivated by the state of views and affections. Then the great compassion, repentance say, affections and views are the roots, body and mouth are the condition. So these two are very powerful. Actually, affection is love, or craving, or attachment. And the other one is wrong view. They are the fundamental basis for afflictions. The body and mouth are their agent to commit them. Wandering in the three rhymes with their 25 spheres of existence, you are confused and fail to wake up. Indulging in the four inverted view is also called pleasure. While pursuing pleasure, you accomplish nothing. Being attached to the five perceived objects means the sense data. The form, sound, sense, flavor, and tangible object. Or to the five desires of wealth, sex, fame, food, and sleep. It's also referred to as pleasure. In the end, you do not obtain the slightest advantage. Your birth into this world will have been in vain. You live and die in vain, and your whole life amount to nothing. Born model, you die model. Although you are born and die in a model, you have no thought to escape. So this one is similar to Reverend Hsuan, gong gong chia, gong gong toa, gong gong see, everything also gong, deluded model. If someone asks you, how were you born? Your answer? I don't know. If someone asks you, how do you plan on dying? You again say, I don't know. Not only do you not know, you have no desire to escape birth and death. This is just like children playing. They play together and jump about all day. As they play, they are unaware and unknowing, neither alarmed nor fearful. They are within the burning house, but they are not aware that it is on fire. None of them is vigilant and say, the house is on fire, let's get out quickly. They do not understand that fire is hot and can harm their body. They are just like a child who had never seen a tiger. Upon suddenly seeing a tiger, the child says, where did that big kitty come from? Although the cat is very big, the child is not afraid of it. Children do not know that fire can take their life and burn them to death. They do not understand how fierce fire is. This is described as being unaware and unknowing, neither alarmed nor fearful. What is more, we living beings are unaware of suffering. And this one is very true. Do not know about the aggregation of suffering, are not alarmed at the prospect of hindering the path, and are not fearful of losing the bliss of stillness, because we are ignorant of the Four Noble Truths. We lack the wisdom of hearing, contemplation, and cultivation. So these are the three turning wisdom. If one lacks the wisdom of hearing and contemplation, one is unaware, means the first and second turning wisdom. Furthermore, if one does not cultivate the third turning wisdom, which is the burning house, while in the burning house, one is unknowingly, without vision and insight, one is not alarmed. If one lacks the understanding that comes from contemplation, one is not fearful. The fire is pressing in upon them, meaning living beings in the five destinies, and those of the three vehicles are within the burning house. Yet they are neither alarmed nor fearful, neither aware nor knowing. The fire will soon burn them to death. The fire pressing in on them, referring to the fifth consciousness, that is the body, and the three states of sensation. An alternative term for the three kinds of suffering, being interrelated. The three kinds of suffering are, this one is the Theravada tradition, suffering upon suffering, dukkha dukkata. So this one is easy. When the body suffers, do not allow your mind also to suffer. So this dukkha dukkata is quite common. Then suffering caused by the loss of sources of joy. So this one is another type of suffering, means the attachment, born of attachment. When you attach, you suffer. Then the last one is the suffering caused by ever-changing condition. So this one are the three types of suffering. Then the suffering upon suffering is the suffering experienced by the poor people. If the poor suffer, what about the wealthy and the honored? The wealthy and honored are subject to suffering caused by the loss of source of joy, means the attachment. If one is neither poor nor wealthy, one still cannot escape the suffering caused by ever-changing condition. The three kinds of suffering are associated with the fifth consciousness, that of the body. They are also the three states of sensation. Then the sutta says, a fire is pressing in upon them, refer to suffering pressed in upon them. The fire presses in means causing shearing pain. Who feels the pain? You could say is the Buddha himself, or living being, or those of the three vehicles. Why is it that? The living beings of the five destinies and those of the three vehicles are like the Buddha's children. If the Buddha's children were burned to death, would that cause pain to the Buddha? So the text says, causing shearing pain. The Buddha himself will personally undergo great suffering, just as if his body were being stripped of its flesh. That is on the part of the Buddha. Regarding the living beings of the three vehicles and the five destinies, when the fire approaches and surrounds them, so that the flame lick their bodies, they also will feel shearing pain. Then the sutta says, however, they remain unconcerned and have no desire to find a way out. This one really delusion, not understanding the seriousness of the situation. The fire burns right beside them, but they are not disturbed in the least, remain unconcerned refer to the sixth consciousness, that of the mind, which is interconnected with the fifth consciousness. They have no thought to escape the burning house. Would you say this was delusion or not? If it were not delusion, how could they be burned by the fire and not even think about running away? The reason is that they are confused by the three poisons of greed, hatred, and delusion. Because of their confusion, they add suffering on top of their suffering and grew more and more muddled. Now I will explain the same passage in terms of the troubled world of the five turbidities. Happily attached to their amusement refers to the turbidity of views and the turbidity of afflictions. In other words, living beings' views and affection are the turbidity of views and the turbidity of affliction. Once you have views, you regress from awakening to interact with mundane defilement. You have affliction because you have affection, means attachment, craving. Take a look at some very intelligent people who are so caught up by affliction or affection that they do nothing all day but laugh and then cry. When they have finished crying, for some reason unknown to them, they start to laugh. When they have laughed for a while, they start to cry again. Why? It is because there is affliction within affection, and it creates a lot of problem. Unaware and unknowing, neither alarmed nor fearful, refers to the turbidity of living being. A fire is pressing in upon them, causing shearing pain, refers to the turbidity of a lifespan. If life is not turbid, why would fire come to press in upon us? However, they remain unconcerned and have no desire to find a way out. Refers to the turbidity of time. Living beings caught up in the troubled world of the five turbidity have forgotten about returning home, giving rise to views of people and self, right and wrong. They live their chaotic life in the five turbidities, rising and sinking without ceasing. Sometimes they bob to the surface, other times they sink to the bottom, just like fish playing happily in the water. But who knows when the fisherman's net will come to rob them of their lives? We living beings in the troubled world of the five turbidities are trapped in the net that is even more lethal. What is the net? Is our karma, our karmic offense, are like a net. When your karmic offenses hook you, you will be just like the fish caught in the net. When people have created enough karmic offenses, they will be snagged in the net, cast by King Yama, and dragged into hell to undergo suffering. Is this frightening or not? You should not think our world is a peaceful world. Do not assume that it is a fine place. It only seems fine to you because you have not awakened from your dreams. Once you wake up, you will know that this is not a safe place to be. Then the next part, timely teaching. So welcoming all the newcomers. Shen Hua said, tonight there will be a small earthquake. People have been saying for a long time that San Francisco is due for an earthquake. Because that area, San Francisco, is an earthquake zone. There are a lot of fault lines there. And Shen Hua like to go to stay at these type of places. Last time in Hong Kong also same. There's a lot of earthquake. And he stayed. Then later when he went to the state, it seems California also same. But he has a vow. As long as he is there, he said, he hoped the earthquake will not come and affect him. And California. Okay, go back to the sharing. People have been saying for a long time that San Francisco is due for an earthquake. Why hasn't the big earthquake happened yet? I will tell you. This one is very interesting. It is because of the power derived from our reciting of the Surangama Sutta. This power has scared away the demon king, and they dare not come near to disturb us. After this, whenever you recite sutta or mantra, you should contemplate and concentrate on causing San Francisco to be very calm and peaceful without any trouble. We are here studying the Buddha Dharma, and when new people come, we should treat them well. You should welcome them as you would welcome your own brothers, sisters, and parents. The Dharma protecting lay people of long standing should give up their seat to the new people and let them sit at the tables. Because the old timer can get by sitting just anywhere. And do not look down on the new people, saying, this people is full of demonic energy. He does not understand the rules, or how to bow, or to recite the mantra, while we do not go out into the street and drag people in for lectures. When they do come, we must certainly invite them to the lecture and give them a place to sit. We should be especially polite to new people and not slight them if they do not understand the Buddha Dhamma. When all of you first came, did I look down on you? Was I aloof towards you? I treated everybody equally and welcomed you all. Now, however, you must welcome the new people. Before I did not have so many Western disciples. Now that you have taken refuge in me, you should support your teacher and take a share of his load. Do not let new people feel very disappointed and make them want to leave. This is not such a big group, after all. We must lead many people to study the Buddha Dhamma, and then there will be hope for the future. Take note of this. You as disciples should support the monastery. By supporting the monastery, you are supporting your teachers. Being good to everyone is also supporting the monastery. So treat all the new people well. Look after them. And do not look down on them. You were once just like them. Do you know? Now that you are a bit different, you should think of a way to help them to be different too. That is the attitude that students of the Buddha Dharma should have. Okay, then there's another part. Zen Master Yong Ming Sao. Oh, still very long. How much more? Oh, okay, almost finishing. Okay, so we try to finish this one. Zen Master Yong Ming Sao recited the Buddha's name 10,000 times a day. Wow. He never stopped reciting, except when he was receiving guests or traveling. And Amitabha Buddha appeared from his mouth at every recitation of the Buddha's name. Every time he recited the Buddha's name, a transformation body of Amitabha Buddha emerged from his mouth. So Zen Master Yong Ming Sao was believed to be the manifestation of Amitabha Buddha, who had come to the Saha world to teach living beings. I visited the monastery of Higashi Hoganji and Nishi Honganji in Japan, where they pray to the portrait of Zen Master Yongming Shao. In Japan, he is venerated as a patriarch. In China, he is also the patriarch of the Lotus School, means the Pure Land School. The Pure Land Dhamma Door is the most suitable practice in the Dhamma ending age. It is the easiest practice for everyone. You only need to recite the Amitabha Buddha's name. Therefore, after you wake up every morning, wash your face, brush your teeth, face the west, and put your palms together to recite Namo Amitofo continuously in 10 breaths. If you can recite in this way, Amitabha Buddha will come to lead you to realize Buddhahood at the end of your life. Okay, I think, still earlier. Okay, we read the next part of the sutta. Analogy of the elder choosing the card over the table. Analogy of casting aside the table. Then method of exaltation, not suitable. Then method of admonishment, not suitable. Analogy of using the card. This is to entice them. Then the sutta continue. The various method of exaltation which are not suitable. So Sariputta, the elder, then thinks, my body and arm have the strength to carry them in a cloth bag and on a table out of the house. He further reflects, but this house has only one door, which is also small and narrow. My children are young, immature, and naive, attached to and engrossed in their place of play. They may fall and be burned by the fire. So, commentary. Sakyamuni Buddha continues, Sariputta, he said, the elder then thinks, who is the elder? He is the Buddha. Didn't the Buddha earlier mention that he pondered for 21 days? The Buddha thought for 21 days, what Dhamma should I teach that will match living beings' potential and wake them from their dreams? Then here the sutta says, my body and arms have the strength. It means the Buddha is speaking about himself. The body represents the Buddha's spiritual power, which are ineffably wonderful. The arm represents his wisdom, which can save all living beings. The Buddha's spiritual power has the capacity to show the living beings grave karmic load. So the Buddha takes upon himself the heavy karmic load of living beings. The Buddha also uses his wisdom to teach living beings gradually until they gain understanding. The wisdom is manifested from samadhi. Samadhi is the Buddha's virtue of severing, as illustrated in the verse. Afflictions are endless. I vow to sever them all. So this is the second basic vow, the Bodhisattva vow. The Buddha does not hesitate to sever whatever is supposed to be severed. He is not like us. We talk about getting rid of all fault, but do not follow through. We talk about ending our craving, desire, and habits, but do not really do so. As the saying goes, if you fail to be decisive, be ready for the resulting mess. The messy consequence might disrupt the proper order of things. With the virtue of severing, the Buddha can discern the reality of all phenomena. The Buddha also has the virtue of wisdom. With this wisdom, he teaches the Dhamma. The Buddha uses both virtue of severing and the virtue of wisdom to teach the Dhamma. He therefore realizes the Dhammakaya or Dhamma body. To attain the virtue of severing and the virtue of wisdom, you must use the two approaches of exaltation and emulation. To exalt means to encourage people to do something. To emulate is to warn people not to do something. The approach of exaltation is considered the siddhanta for individual. The approach of emulation is considered the corrective siddhanta. What does siddhanta means? There are four kinds of siddhanta. Siddhanta of individual, the corrective siddhanta, the worldly siddhanta, the siddhanta of the supreme truth. The Buddha Dhamma is beyond word. That which can be spoken is superficial. I told you before, the non-duality teaching. Do not open your mouth. The ultimate truth, beyond words, beyond thought. The Dhamma door of non-duality is beyond expression. It is all that there is. What is the ultimate truth? There is nothing one can say about the ultimate truth. If the Dhamma cannot be explained, then why do we teach the Dhamma? Why did Sakyamuni Buddha teach the Dhamma? In teaching the Dhamma, he was employing the four kinds of siddhanta. Number 8, I just read it. This is often referred to as the carrot and the stick. So this one up there, I think there's a footnote in it for a bit. Okay. So the two approaches are exaltation and emulation. The footnote is down there. Means referred to as the carrot and the stick. Means to entice you. Okay. Move up. The approach of exaltation is considered to be the siddhanta for individual. The approach of admonishment is considered to be the corrective siddhanta. For individuals, refer to teaching the Dhamma for the sake of all living beings. Corrective means to teach the Dhamma to correct the bad habits and fault of living beings. What is the objective of these two kinds of siddhanta? They are taught for the sake of revealing the siddhanta of supreme truth. Even the worldly siddhanta is taught for the sake of the supreme truth. They are all skillful means to lead us to the supreme vehicle truth. The Buddha taught the approach of exaltation first, instructing all living beings to do only good deeds. What is the use of doing good deeds? There are many benefits or advantages. In general, it enables you to realize the Tathagata's 5 powers. I have explained the 10 powers many times. Let's review them now, or here. The first is the wisdom of discerning between right and wrong in every situation. The Buddha clearly knows right from wrong. He knows whether something conforms with principles and ethics. The wisdom of knowing the karmic result throughout the 3 periods of time. The Buddha knows the past, the present, and the future. The wisdom of knowing all stages of dhyan, liberation, and samadhi. The wisdom of knowing the superior and inferior potential of living beings. The wisdom of knowing the interest and inclination of living beings. The wisdom of knowing the condition of all living beings. The wisdom of knowing the future birth of all living beings. The unobstructed wisdom of the heavenly eye that knows the future rebirth and death of living beings and their karmic reason. The non-outflow wisdom of knowing past life. The wisdom of knowing the permanent elimination of habitual tendency. So the last one, habitual tendency, is the most difficult to root out. The Buddha has these 10 powers of wisdom. Through the approach of exaltation, you will attain the 10 powers of wisdom by doing only good deeds. You will also attain the 4 kinds of fearlessness of a Buddha in teaching the Dhamma. So the first is fearlessness deriving from knowledge of all phenomena, then fearlessness in teaching the Dhamma. When the Buddha teaches the Dhamma, it's like the roar of the lion. He terrifies all the wild beasts, the demons, and non-Buddhist believers fear him. Fearless in explaining the impediment to awakening. The Buddha teaches living beings to identify the Dhamma that obstruct and the Dhamma that do not obstruct. Wait. Number 9, I want to read the note. No, it's okay. The footnote, number 9. In other sources, this item is fearlessness deriving from knowledge that all outflow are destroyed. How to read the Mandarin? Oh, 一切漏尽自无所谓. Yeah. Means fearlessness deriving from knowledge that all outflow are destroyed. 无所谓. Okay. Since the other 3 items on this list of 4 concern the Buddha's fearlessness in teaching the Dhamma, presumably fearlessness in teaching the Dhamma, 说法无所谓, is an error in speaking. In chapter 2 and 12, this item is fearlessness deriving from knowledge that all outflow are destroyed. Again, the same one. 一切漏尽自无所谓. Okay. The path so that they will recognize the reality of all phenomena and realize awakening. Then the last one is fearlessness in teaching the cessation of suffering, means enlightenment in the here and now. The Buddha teaches how to put an end to suffering once and for all. The Buddha expounded the Dhamma with this 4 kinds of fearlessness. If we follow the Buddha's approach of exaltation and encourage living beings to do good deeds, we too will attain this 4 kinds of fearlessness. What else will we attain? We will also attain omniscient wisdom. We will receive all these benefits if we cultivate in accord with the Dhamma door of exaltation of the Buddha. However, living beings have a bad habit. What is it? Although you teach them to do good, they pay no attention. If you teach them to do evil, they do it right away. So I call it their bad habit. Since living beings are unable to accept the approach of exaltation, the Buddha teaches them using the approach of admonition. He warned, hey, don't you dare do that. He admonished them loudly and sternly, like parents teaching their children not to do improper things. He teaches living beings saying, you should not commit any evil deed. Since it did not work before, when I taught you to only do good, I am now forbidding you to do any evil. So actually this is based on the understanding that the absence of evil is good. So in fact it's more important to avoid all evil. Strange indeed, living beings have a bad habit to do bad things, even when they are told not to. If you teach them to do good, they will not do it. However, if you teach them to refrain from doing evil, they will deliberately try it out, just to see what trouble they might get into. They will find any means to do what they were told not to do, just by trying it out. They end up falling into the lower destiny. Many living beings are so stubborn, and their habits are so deeply rooted, that even the Buddha cannot help them. He tells them to refrain from doing evil, but they continue doing it. He tells them to do only good, but they ignore him. The Buddha might think, since living beings are so disobedient, I will stop teaching them. He wants to quit teaching them. I think we end here, otherwise it will drag on too long. I try to mark this page. Okay, so now we are having our second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have, or Dhamma sharing.
Good evening, all Kayana Mitas. The today's reading about how you teach good things and then it's not taken seriously, then but when you say to avoid things that are bad for us, we readily go ahead and test it. It was funny, but it was also funny because it is so real.
It reflects the reality of human behavior.
But I think it is also because we feel invincible before we hit the consequences. It is after we get into trouble, then we listen very attentively, and we avoid all the bad things like a plague.
Correct. Sadhu, very good. Cultivation is like that. Starting where you don't know the seriousness of law of karma, I was saying. So you dare to do one. You don't believe in it. But after you go into the cultivation, then you realize, oh, this one cannot play. You play, you get into big trouble. Then after that, when you become very mindful, aware, then you witness them. After that, you cannot do it. You cannot go that way. Initially, like Soo Yee says, is very true. As a kid, even our parents tell us, cannot do this, cannot do that. You purposely go and do it. It makes you curious. Then you want to try. Then sometimes they say you must avoid this, avoid that. Then out of fear, you avoid. So karma is something you have to experience. Only you can understand. But if you have cultivated before from the past, you cannot violate one. Very strange, huh? Like certain thing, even when I was very young, I cannot do it. I cannot do. Continue. Say,
Like, for example, the 3 evil roots. The analogy of calling them evil and as poisons wasn't very clear to me until I started cultivating the Buddha Dharma. It's like a simple thing that when I observed previously why I was so happy-go-lucky, and then as I go into work life, how come I become so miserable? Then I realized it is the 3 poisons that made my mind state so uninhabitable. It was uncomfortable living in my own brain and mind because it was so negative. Everything I saw was tied to the selfishness, the anger, the hatred, the greed, the wanting and the not wanting and the rejecting of reality. So now I finally see how it is such a poison. The very start of saying any of that simple, like this shouldn't have happened, or I wish that it had happened instead of this, that is the start of the whole mess of suffering. Now it is so clear. Now it's really one drop of it will poison the whole well. I see it more clearly now. But before learning the Dharma, it's so hard to imagine that like myself would change into such a person from a happy childhood, then can suddenly become so unhappy as an adult. Only when I land myself in a horrible mess, then only I see what happened. That was my experience.
I have nothing much to say. That just now when you were saying about that, it's like in Chinese, 未見過鬼唔怕黑.
Correct. That phrase is very apt, very apt. 未見過鬼唔怕黑. Oh, that is a good Cantonese saying. Then last time I see the swordsman show, they got this saying, 見貴不貴啊，奇貴至貴啊，紅白金燒，金剛就百位。Can understand 啊？ 见鬼不是鬼啊，見那奇怪的東西啊，不奇怪，見怪不怪。Then 奇怪之怪，that when he said 重白金燒 I don't know the meaning. What is the meaning of 重白金燒？金剛就百位。This is a Hong Kong series. Heaven. When I was very young, they always recite this. Never mind, you continue. Yeah.
Oh, not. I actually don't have much to share, but I thought what Soo Yee was mentioning was interesting. Because you were reading from there.
Correct. That's why宣化also mentioned, when you start to understand life, you will come to a realization that the mind without the Dhamma is like a slave to the body. That's how it creates havoc. It's really slave to the body. So like Soo Yee, her coming past is when she grew up as a child, she got this good coming inheritance, happy-go-lucky, very cheerful, very loving and all that. Then as she stepped out into the career field and life, into true life, then he realized, wow, a lot of things can go wrong. Then the three evil roots are really good description, because they are root of all evil, make you evil, karmic negativity. Then the three poison also same. The reason why the Buddha teach them as poison is because it will kill you. Your poison kill, but spiritually means your spiritual life gone. Just like the Buddha said, the heedless are as if dead. Heedless means you create all the evil roots. You are not mindful, not heedful. You cannot be aware of this evil intent behind your action, speech, and thought process. So when it comes to cultivation, mindfulness is very important. Understanding what constitutes evil is very important. And sometimes the emphasis on the word evil is not strong enough. They tell you it's a poison, then you dare not touch it. But it kills you instantaneously. Means spiritual life gone, killed. You got any question, Yujan?
Oh, the mind is blank. No questions.
Wow, good news. Okay, I ask you one question. Just now during meditation, do you feel anything? Tonight, the energy very strong. My nature here, I can feel like people went in deep. That's why after the bell, two of them still meditating. I didn't see Hui Rong early on. I think could be meditating also.
Song is still meditating.
Yeah. And just now Alicia was here, flat. Very strong. Even after I finished. Then I saw, I said, leave them. Let them meditate. Don't call them. Because sometimes it's like that. Especially after the retreat. Do you know this retreat, the nature's energy there, very different. There's a lot of your transform and progress. Even Yun Chan also managed to go to the heart. Sadhu. Then Jayanta actually benefited a lot because he's coming and all those things. He get to overcome them. And he gave back his life. He's like already miserable for the past 8 to 9 months.
He must have been suffering a lot because he kept burping.
And some of them had lost a lot of weight. Then I heard from Hsuan especially, every time he go, he said something not right with Jayanta. Then a lot of feedback was negative. I mean, he was not his usual self.
Not so cheerful.
not only not so cheerful, I think suffering inside there, and having problem. Until I think the mother also worried. First day at the retreat, you know what the mother told me. He pleaded to me to talk to Dr. J and ask him to be more open with her, with the mother. Because he realized Jayanta suddenly don't want to talk to her, don't want to reveal anything. Then I say, you don't worry. I say, I will definitely talk to him. Then that night got condition, so you make use of the condition and reveal the thing. Then after that night I send the pure wish. Then after that, the next day he lie down, do the lying down meditation. Then everything happened and he recovered. And he know how to go and ask from Vairochana Buddha to help. Then after that, everything happened. That's why meant to be. Then when the whole thing happened, he felt better, but he was still not really sure. But I saw him down there. But every night I go down to have my what they call nestum. Then most of the night I also took the noodle. Because when I teach, if I speak, my body need food. Because I didn't take dinner, so normally before I sleep, about 10 or 10 something, I will have nestum. Then I have some food that can actually help me to recharge. Because without the food, the physical body need all this what they call energy to actually share and speak. But when I share and speak, I got no problem. But the body knows if it needs food to replenish, then I really need food. Then sometimes I won't know what food I need. But up there all vegetarian, so not much choice. Otherwise I will go suino, I will go kayu or the mama because their food are more suitable for my this segment of my life. So all this, if you have the mindfulness awareness and your nature is sensitive, you will detect all this one. Then you yourself will know what you need. So hopefully after this retreat, a lot of you all will develop the faith. In fact, almost everyone that went, even the Singaporean, they benefited a lot. First time, and yet we go so fast. we finish the Hatsuta in 4 days, so really record. Yeah, like bullet train. But they can follow though. They pick out a lot of very important pointers. That's I meant to be.
I think Casey did very well.
Yeah, Casey did very well. Yeah, and also these 3 Singaporean, Beng Phi, Kong Chai. Then there's another Michael. Michael also very good. Although he very quiet, but he really very serious. All the 3 of them very serious, except that Kong Chai sometimes who say already at the lunch in Tapa, they told me when I visited the table, they said, Betul, Kong Chai at the retreat different, no? Come on retreat different. Then Kong Chai said, this is my true self. So he likes to joke, then he likes to share a lot of things. Then he said, Betul, you should listen. He tells us a lot of stories at the retreat, very quiet. Maybe that is what he is. But the one that really interested, they learn very fast. Especially Beng Phi. he did a master for his Buddhist, what they call course. Then he managed to Google, and he got so fascinated with my the World Buddhist University seminar paper. I don't know why he Googled that paper came out. My paper was actually not prominent one. Seldom people Google one. Because when I was there, I didn't know that you had to send in your paper first. I didn't do anything until I was there that day. Then that Thai coordinator or what, I forgot his name already. He asked me, what topic are you going to speak on? Oh, I said, sorry, I said, I forgot to send you. I don't have your email. Then later on, I said, can you give me the email? Then I sent it in to his email. Then that day when I delivered the paper, I think a lot of people heard and they were very impressed, especially the president and that lady. They invited me after that at the lunch. They came and sit with me until Hsuan, my wife, they separate. He invited me and I joined them. Of all the speakers, he very impressed with my paper. He called me. Then because of that, after that, I think our Kayamita, that brother Ko Lai Hua, he and the wife, they got an apartment in Bangkok. So we stay. They invited me to stay, me and my wife. Then in between, we shared the seminar paper. And they really, really liked that paper. That's why after that, Kayamita said, why not we print a book? That's how it come about. And that paper, actually seminar paper, I think very thin. I think less than 20 pages. Or about 20 pages. But it summarized all of the cultivation, and how to make use of that cultivation to develop success in life, following the Dhamma way. That's why that actually attracted him. Then after that, he go and Google my video. Then he realized that I can explain the whole teaching of Mahayana and Theravada. Then I can connect them. Then I can even explain J. Krishnamurti quote. Completely different from the Buddha's word. But I can actually link them all. That's why he was so impressed. Then he told Kong Chai and Michael. Well, they are 3 accountants. Then Kong Chai and Michael at that time also felt like very blessed, can come to know me. Then the best thing was, for no reason, I planned a trip down there. That's why Soo Yee also helped me to organize before the retreat. And they were so happy. They actually look forward to meet up with me. And there were about 20 or 21 of them at the lunch. Then after that, they managed to book the Buddhist Library of Singapore for us to have our session, private session. Then after that, they were so full of joy and happy, knowing that the retreat will be on. That's why they register. Then, I think within less than a month, the retreat, we came back in end of July or early August, I forgot already. Your birthday, end of July, I remember. Then the retreat happened. And at the retreat, they really like beyond their wildest dream, that type of retreat. They learned so much, And even Cindy, remember Cindy? English friend? He said he'd been to so many retreats. He never attended such a comprehensive retreat that he can learn so much and develop the understanding so easily. And everything is like so clear to her. No? The way she speaks, I really rejoice. He said, see lah. Why so much thing from the memory and the brain? Means she can develop the direct seeing of it. She stabilized already. And it's only after 4 years of listening to my sharing and the YouTube, he met Sister Ingbi, happened to be SGBA, teach chanting. Then Sister Ingbi mentioned about me. Then he said, you know Brother Teo? I said, yeah. He said, we are Kayamita. Oh, that's how she decided to come. Then she fetched Ingbi, because Ingbi's eyesight not so good. After she come, after that, she keep on attending those classes. The Thursday also she went. But most of the time is through Zoom. That's how he developed the faith and the understanding. And to her, especially at the Tuesday and Thursday class where she attended, he said, Matthew is so clear, so easy to follow. But a lot of Kayamita last time follow, cannot understand. See, got parami and don't have parami, a lot of different. And this time around, they really give faith to a lot of other Kayamita. That's why other Kayamita also manage to benefit from all this. Okay, I better let you continue, Yen Chan.
No more,
finish
nothing. Finish.
Okay,
somebody else
nominate another one.
Yeah, Brother,
Sadhu,
good evening to everyone. Actually, Cindy Zhang, this is the best retreat.
Yeah, best retreat. Attended.
That was a very inspiring one.
So,
yeah, Brother, actually 很感恩 Brother 领我们去这个所谓的 retreat，因为I mean through my understanding from this retreat, it's not easy to kind of like maintain your awareness in the daily life. While in the retreat, 如果你都做不到，你出来就没有机会了的。Yeah, because to me it's like 这次我的 retreat 是 most of the time 我的 awareness 是在我的 heart area，就这样子。然后这里是很自在、很轻松的那种，所以
and a lot of clarity, very light. Then, like all your duty, despite helping out kitchen, coordinating, like very easy, Then, 他好像做完了就 continue the next one， 做完了就 continue， 他自己 automatically 给你安排了，你不用去想了。Then 不会去 like normal people， 哇 panic here, panic there, worry about it， 没有的我以前做工也是一样When I developed the daily mindfulness, I realized I clear things very fast Then throughout the day, I'm very calm, very peaceful, then very tranquil, then fully aware. That's the state that you will be in, and that is what heedful living is all about. Then you remember Adeline?
Yes, Adeline. Yeah.
也给他做到
Yes,
that
type
of
experience.
mindfulness.
Yes.
Wow, the way she described, that's why I sadhu her. And it like transformed her. Also, she go and talk to the great beings. They make friends with them, all their good friends, especially Maitreya. That's why after that, he sat there, a lot of things happened. Then she transformed. Connect. Then after that, she will move very fast. Like PG also said. You see, until now also close eye. And I like her sharing. At the sharing, but still, my eye now still closed. You just want her to go and meditate. You will know when it comes. It become like your body will tell you, and you will know it's actually the nature inside there. That's why when you go through, you transform. Cultivation is like that. that is the way cultivation is. So you yourself, like the Buddha says, is pacetang, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. And all this manifests in accordance with causes and conditions. You cannot hurry on. But when the time comes, amazing, everything just fall into place. Then you just like strike lottery like that. It just happened to you. Then they will know how to use their own word to describe. That is what it is. Continue.
Yeah, actually, 当我在那个 mindset， 有时我会 reflect 回去，哇，以前的我 full of negativity, full of thoughts, you know, like 钻牛角尖的那种 mindset 是很重，头脑很重 ，and then 很不舒服，full of suffering, of course 啦，哈，所以我想把它 relate 的就是我们的six senses。
对。
就是当我们听到啊，就是那个 five agree 的 perception 进来啊，那个 consciousness 啊，然后我们就 input 啊，哇，那个故事就一连串。但是当你在那个 direction 或者我不懂，我的 explanation 是那种很轻松的，你没有我的那种。哇，你会感觉到你所谓的那重叠性的那个 five aggregate， 就是这个过后在这个完全是不存在的
不存在的。
所以对我来讲
，unreal。
Yes, it's so beautiful。我感觉到的是哇，原来当我们这个比这个。就是加强我们的 awareness 的时候，当我们这个不就是 like the space between or thought or whatever，
yes， 因为你一拉下来，你的 awareness here up here like free很轻松的 very light and very clear then you need to like retrieve information, only you go up there and retrieve. Otherwise you won't stay there you will stay here just like what you experience after you go down to your heart. Hardly any thought, very quiet, very peaceful. But here, the memory not there. And what is thought? Respond to memory. And when you are here, it make you crazy heedless like Alicia came to know last time, depression that time, for that period that she suffered. Wow, very negative one. And the habitual tendency, the what they call views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system, then what you go through, the karmic consciousness, make you very miserable. It's like hell inside there. That's why she suffers so much until gastric, until cannot eat, cannot sleep, insomnia. See psychiatrist, take medicine, also cannot. 16 years now. And to come out of that, not easy, but meant to be. I remember
Lotus retreat.
I want to go home.
I kept telling her it's okay. He's ready to eat. I said, got food to eat. He said, you cannot.
Cannot. He wants to go home.
She just wants to go home.
Yeah, you know why? Because she was very new that time, and she cannot understand what Ajahn is trying to. But so different the teaching. Then when she attended mine, she was able to like follow and have faith. Then after that, he go and attend that one. He straight away, I think, second day, say he want to go home. That's why the condition is such, when it's not suitable, it's not suitable.
Then I want to say she was very fortunate. She has a nice husband and son who came all the way up to Cameron to go and fetch her back.
To fetch her back, but you also very fortunate, you Jan. Your Raymond also ever ready. That's why I went up with him also 2 times. We stay outside, you remember? We rented the place. But Raymond, nice, very good husband. He really love you and care for you. My wife also know. He said, 好似 Raymond 咁樣個 husband 絕種咗，cannot find it.
How to find?
Yeah, how to find? That's why very blessed, Yun Chan.
Yeah, 我也是很感恩，因为我在生病的时候， Freddie 也不离不弃的 ，you know， 在旁边的就是容忍了，所谓的容忍我的所作所为，很恐怖的所作所为，所以我有时我是感觉到啊，原来以前的我这么的恐怖，所以现在必须得改，要不然你那个世界不可能围着你绕的，所以你还是要改过来，要不然。因为读了很多的来，比如《地藏经》里面所说的，你所做的这一切就是这一个报，对，你所有的就是诸恶莫作就对了。刚才我们读到诸恶莫作，众善奉行，多结一点善缘来帮我们铺这个所谓的，you know， 我们要修行的道路。所以对我而言，刹那的那种不好的念头，也得慢慢的除掉。对，因为真的这刹那的你认为很小的，可能就好像刚才所说的，一滴的那个什么就对，整个 poison 就go in了。对，你行善也是一样。Once you develop the kindness and the goodness, it will condition all the wholesome thing to come on. I remember during the early days, she used to share with me. He said after he listened, she realized all her thoughts are really wrong thoughts. That condition her fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow. That's why she was so miserable. Then she started go and help people and develop some wholesomeness. Then the mind state become different. When she do that, she realized her heart open up. There is joy in helping people. There is joy in thinking the wholesome thought and virtuous thought. Instead of being negative. That is the beginning of transformation, cultivation. When you see that this one is so different, doesn't bring about fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, and suffering and misery. Whereas before that, the earlier wrong thought is so damaging, so full of what they call the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, a very negative one. Until she I remember she told me, when she's aware of those cunning thoughts and negative thoughts, she said, and now, you have tortured me for 16 years. Immediately subside. That is the Yoniso Manasikara. In Mandarin, she put it very well. 够了, is it? You torment me for 16 years, and now this type of thought I don't want. 灭掉. May it cease. Sadhu. Actually, what she went through, people can learn. Bratio 还有另外一个很 amazing 的就是以前我看到什么东西我都会一下子 react， 好像会那个 fear 出来，但是在金马伦这一次真的不一样，他的那个一看就没有东西的，就每一样东西你看到比昆虫啊什么什么，对，你不会怕了的。不是，他这边简直没有一个 word 出来这样子，空白的。对，好像你以前比如我去到有一个黑的地方还是什么，the fear right，但是这是很奇怪，但是of course 我也知道，因为这个是在retreat 的 condition。当我回来的时候，或者我晚上睡觉，我在 retreat 的时候，他的 sankara 还是很多的浮上来。但是你知道，因为是 condition， 对，所以你的 sankara 你就是 aware 它就 cease 了，它就 cease 了。对，所以你就不用怕。你 relax into it, silent, then 它就不见去了。对，但是 then later on 你的 Monday mind collapse 了就不一样了，根本全部不见去。Like the whole layer of the gross Monday mind drop off. A layer of consciousness just drop off. And during that time you're inside no mind very light and clarity then no mind how to live life. Then you realize there is a mind, but supra Monday mind. But that nature shine forth. That nature is actually inside a form of mind. It can become a supramundane mind.
But if it's not in a form of mind, it cannot be a supramundane mind. Because this memory and knowledge and all those things is useful. Otherwise, it cannot like perceive and do all those things. It can still perceive, but it's that pure awareness that perceives. That's why I told you, when you are with that pure awareness, you want to know, you can know. That is the meaning. Because there's what they call mundane mind that you have used before, you know how to retrieve it to perceive. But that time when you perceive, you input the content into that mundane mind. Because you shrink, it's a focused attention. Like now, she gone through this one, she is not focused attention already. She see like there is nothing up there. Just as it is. Finished. And because of that, the seeing is very different. That's why I still remember in the early years after 89, after my mundane mind collapsed, what happened was, you become like very brave inside there. You're not scared of anything. Even people say ghosts or what, you can just stay there like nothing. You are nothing. And nothing can disturb you. Then whatever happen, there is no fear. That nature just there. Then anything can come and destroy this physical form, no problem. Where this one go the way of nature. Understand? And the understanding is very different. That's why it no longer like before, panic, or even lightning or whatever. It just stay here, stop. No sound. But it no one. There is no fear at all inside. That's why it transformed you like that. Just like Alicia said last time, everything she like come to perceive. She react first on. We at that time depressive, the karmic consciousness there. So that is how the mundane mind can condition suffering and misery in the heedless and those that are not trained. The mind that are not trained, the untrained mind, is like a devil's workshop. Really create havoc for you. Okay? Continue.
Yeah, Brother Teo, 所以我也知道，很多东西是 condition 的话，好像比如说，当我们回到来，我们所有就说 daily life 了。如果我们还是一味抓着那个 condition， 当下我们在 retreat 的也不行，因为 condition 就是那个 condition， 然后你回到你的 daily 里面，你就要更加的去 aware 到你所有的比那个起心动念，怎么样的去就是怎样的去 carry on 你的 daily life， 怎样的去加强，然后再继续的往前走。所以我觉得很感恩，因为我非常重视这一次的 retreat， 所以我感觉就是我也不知道会就是有这样子的 encounter 或者所谓的佛菩萨的加持，所以这次的 retreat 我很感恩 Brother Teo， 也感恩所有的米达给我的所谓的 support， 你知道外面他们真的是太wonderful。
Also your last few years of 那个善良的心means your true sincere compassion, because you benefited from earlier retreat, other people organize all. So now the last few years I remember you volunteer to help out in the kitchen and all those things. 你 like take up all those responsibility to help the new people so that they can full-time benefit more and all that. And that one actually help you a lot, because then your affinity with Four Pusa very strong, especially Ti Chang Wang Pusa. Then even at the moment 观世音啦，这个文殊菩萨啦、普贤啦 and 弥勒佛那些 all this their nature up there, the great beings nature 这一次好像真的不一样这一次哇 very strong 我那个8天 the whole of the 8 days, I felt that nature was very strong. And myself, inside, I knew already a lot of Kayamita will connect and benefit. And I predicted it even before the retreat started. I said, this retreat, annual retreat, will be different again. And really, it turned out exactly what my nature, sense, and foreseeable. Our Kayamita force are very strong. The way we model it, the way we actually develop it, it has become very strong.
Yeah, Brad 真的很感恩佛菩萨和 Brad 的 guidance， 还有of course 我家人的support， 还有
很重要，
对所有Kalamita 的给我的所谓的方便，还有 technical 那些 support， 让我时时刻刻都听到佛法，所以很感恩。还有就是我想讲的就是这一个所谓的 cultivation 是非常非常的值得我们的去，好像讲就是 Brad 讲的全力付出的去几年时间来
短短的这几年 then 你的 future coming all taken care of， 值得
所以感恩 Brad， 感恩阿弥陀佛。
Okay, rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us rejoice. Oh, almost time. Okay, so we will now do the sharing of merits, transfer of merit, then we end. Appa satta cha bhumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva chirang rakantu loka sasana etta vata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang menya tinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang menya tinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang menya tinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo devo asatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha Fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamena mame bala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, y'all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.